Hello everyone and welcome back to Priest Brothers Lines. Here we have another layout update. So I got a few new things here. Obviously I have my new beach scene, which I made an in-depth video about how I made it, the process, the pitfalls, all the problems there. And I've also done some more scenicking down there. So let's start over here with the beach. So here we are in Providence Beach Park. This beach is named after my grandma, Providence. And so again, all the details are in the video that I made. But these are just some beach figures that I bought. I repainted some of them because they looked pretty bland and boring and not the best detailing because they were really cheap from China. So I painted some different color swimsuits and added eyes and changed the hair color because everyone just had black hair. So I changed some to brown, some to blonde. Gave the women lips. Sorry guys, no lips for you, I suppose. Then I did the sand, which is just grout. These beach towels are just little pieces of cloth that I cut and painted. And the umbrellas are, of course, the little cocktail drink umbrellas that I painted. And all the process with the water, with the waves, using Woodland Scenics water, a silicone on top to make the ripples, and then the waves is just Mod Podge with white paint. And white tile grout too, I forgot about that. So I'm happy the way it turned out. We got all the different types of people. I particularly like the way that I lined it with the rocks, because I wanted to have some type of a double barrier between the tracks. So I have the fence, obviously, the supposedly barbed wire fence there, but I wanted to have rocks too. Did you see like these lines of rocks at beaches a lot? So I like that double barrier there with the rocks and the fence, which making these fences are really easy and it looks really good. I mean, these are just matchsticks. These are just like matchsticks you buy at Walmart or wherever. Drill tiny holes through it. Get some jewelry wire. Twist it up in your drill. And then just paint it. It looks so good. I really like the way that these fences turn out. Look, now you're in the beach. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. By the way, if it looks kind of dim over here, that's because it is. So this is in my garage. And so when my garage door opens and it rains, unfortunately, water tends to drip from the garage door. So I have to cover this during the rainy season. So that's unfortunate because obviously it blocks the light. But I chose yellow so that the light will still come through to some degree, but I do have to have this big sheet up here, and it is waterproof. It's meant for like outdoors, patio. So unfortunately I do have to have that up during the rainy time, but it's better than having your layout dripped on. So if we go past this point, this is some new scenery from before I did the beach. So I continued along with sand. And my reasoning, I was looking at pictures of beaches, and beaches do have grass, and they do have greenery and such, but it tends to be away from where the people are, so I decided that this beach is obviously used, so there wouldn't really be any greenery because people are constantly stepping on it and messing up the sand and such. But over here, this area is not, and so it does have some grass buildup. And so again, just using static grass. I really like the static grass. It just looks so good. This is 4 mil, I believe. And then use some longer grass here, I think. But I just really love the way static grass looks. Then I use some 12 mil here. So it's quite a bit longer. You really don't. It's hard to see from above. So getting down to level, you really get the depth of that static grass. And so I did that all the way down here. ballasted the rest of this track here, and then transitioned to dirt. And so here we are with dirt, and I scenic'd all this, but here is a new addition to the layout. So obviously if you have a station, people have to be able to get to that station, and so I built this people bridge. Originally I was going to have it go over there and like connect to this parking lot, but I decided against that to have a separate parking lot for the power plant there. And using your imagination, you can imagine that this bridge goes off the layout and comes down to a parking lot somewhere over there that I don't have to build. So the power of the imagination there. And so I built this from scratch. And so I'll show you a quick video from before I painted it so you can see what is wood and what is styrene. So here are those pieces right before I painted them. So it's basically the base there is styrene. I think it's like 0.4 inches, millimeter? So I forget now. But anyway, it's pretty thin. And then I just use strip wood. So these sidings are all, I think, a 1/16 by an 1/8. Into the top pieces there for like the railing. It's not perfect. The steps are really hard to do, and it's certainly not perfect, as you can see, but it's okay. It'll hardly be seen. And so you can just kind of see what was styrene and what was wood. Same thing here. Most of it's wood. Kind of styrene is just the bigger parts there. And then it's all just wood trim. Makes it look really nice. So that's what it looked like before I painted it, and how it looks now on the layout. And this is what it looks like now. So this is a nutmeg spray paint that I chose. I think it turned out pretty nice. It was satin, so I think it's kind of on the shiny side. I would have preferred flat. I wasn't thinking at the time, but I just saw the color and I liked the color. And so this is all just scratch built from wood, little strip wood, and styrene. And so I needed a way for the people to get to the station here. And so I decided just to throw some gravel down just to make it look like a little gravel walkway to get to the steps that lead to the station. It's got some wire and made a little handrail there for people to help get up. And I bought these little figures. I bought these at Hobby Lobby because they were pretty cheap. I think it was like $6 or $7. But you get 5 figures. You get a mom, a dad, and 3 kids. And they're pretty decently detailed. I mean, the coloring looks nice. They have faces. So I'm very happy with the way these people turned out. And I really enjoyed the scratch building, just trying to figure out what works and getting all the little pieces of wood together. And it's fun. It's fun scratch building stuff, especially when you have very specific needs for where they're going to fit. Although it's not perfect, of course, because there's 6 legs here, and then there's the part where the stairs come down there, and probably about 3 points are actually touching the table because nothing is perfect. And so that's where scenicking comes in, and you just cover up all the legs with bushes and stuff, and you'd never know that this leg right here is probably not touching the table. Maybe if you look at it from this angle. No, I don't think so. So, yep, cover your mistakes, inconsistencies. Bushes grow everywhere. This was quite a pain doing all these steps. These are all individually cut and glued in. Some of them are pretty sketchy looking, but that's all right. You hardly will notice. And I put this guy here because some of these steps are looking pretty steep, but you're hardly going to see it. And I kind of put the guy to obscure that. And when I did this, the stairs is a separate piece from the bridge itself. And when I went to join the 2 pieces together, there was a bit of a gap between the two. And so I just got this piece of wood, painted it yellow, and made it like a safety step type of thing. And it filled in that gap nicely. So you see like random, things painted yellow, watch your step, things like that all the time in life. And so it makes sense for me to do that here. And of course, whenever you have something going over the track, you have to consider that exhaust and smoke goes onto that. And so just a little black paint, bit of a dry brush, just to show the smoke would hit the bridge. And so those are the major updates, just getting more static grass done. This all being put in too, it's all kind of being done at once. And really it's just a matter of scenicking now. Scenic to the tunnel there, do more static grass. I don't think there'll be anything else in this area right here. It'll just be more scenicking stuff. I'll probably put a fence around the parking lot here. And that'll be about it. So I got all this ballasted in here. I'll have some oil cars here. We'll make believe this is a oil power plant. So I'll put some oil cars in here and it'll turn out pretty nice. So this side of the layout honestly is almost done. I'm very excited to say that, but it is almost done. It's really just a matter of some finishing touches on the station here. This is like a freight station. I need to put some boards going across here so that people could get from here to here. This is really meant to be like a freight station, not a passenger station, which is why it looks kind of rickety. And then just finishing the scenicking over here, putting a fence around the parking lot there, adding some more cars in there, and I'm pretty much done with this side of the layout. So I figure I'll be finished with this side of the layout before Christmas, which is really, really exciting, because then I can start on the other side, which is going to be the city. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment. Always happy to reply to your comments. There's a lot of nice people out there who say very kind words about my layout, and I really appreciate it. It helps me keep going on, because I usually spend my Saturdays out here and sometimes Sundays, and it's time consuming, but there's other things that I could do too, but I really enjoy doing this layout work. So again, thank you to all my subscribers. For people who are watching, if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'll have content coming out regularly. Like the video, comment. Have a great day, everyone. This is Priest Brothers Lines, signing off.